This assignment is based on the principles of language arts instructions. In this video, I'm going to share the principles that were evident and successful in my classroom, as well as examples. I will also share the principles I intend to implement in my classroom to make it a success. Last but not least, I am going to share another teacher's view on these principles. The first principle that was successful in my classroom is language arts classes must be positive, comfortable, and challenging environment, and classes in which students learn concepts they value. I believe creating a positive, comfortable, and challenging environment promotes a better learning experience for learners. A comfortable atmosphere makes learners feel confident and actively wants to participate and express themselves. Now, when learners are able to express themselves freely, they are motivated to engage in the lesson and they develop an interest for learning. This principle has been successful in my classroom because my learners were motivated. And during a lesson, after responding to a question, I would praise them. Example, good try. Awesome, thank you for trying. Even when they are wrong, I would still encourage them to try again. Come on, John, that was not correct, but you can do it. Let's go again, try again. Another method I would use to create a comfortable and challenging environment is questioning the learners and trying to get as much as I can out of them rather than just giving them the answer. I facilitate them and allow them to express themselves and share all that they can on the topic. After sharing, I would reward them with small but yet meaningful prizes such as encouragement stickers, pencils, and erasers. By practicing them for their contribution, my learners became more active in the classroom. The second principle of language arts instructions that was successful in my classroom over the year is classroom instructions in the LA strands is integrated so that one can improve the other. Integrating the strands of LA teaching is very important since it would have helped me over the years to differentiate my instructions. According to the great theorist Carol Ann Tomlinson, differentiation means tailoring instructions to meet the individual needs. It is the process of ensuring that a student learns how he or she learns it and how the student demonstrates it. End of quote. By integrating listening, speaking, reading, viewing, writing, and representing, I was able to tailor each learner's experience to ensure that they would have learned in the best way possible. This principle has been a successful one in my classroom. An example of this is when I am teaching composition in my classroom. Now, I would normally use a graphic organizer for my visual learners. I would do a sample reading for my audio learners. Additionally, I would also have them stand and share experiences individually. When it is time for the writing process, I would guide them through the stages. With this strategy, I was able to integrate the 6 strands of LE. Now, this principle may have been time-consuming in the classroom, but nevertheless, it has been successful over the years. The third principle that has been successful in my classroom is the use of technology. Now, technology has been replacing the roles books, magazine, and newspaper would have served in students' life. Now, over the years in the teaching arena, I would have witnessed technology in the classroom increased engagement amongst learners. It would have sparked innovation and enhanced learning. Children of today find technology fun and entertaining. So I would have been using this more in the classroom, and I would have seen positive outcome. Now, my previous class that I would have taught was a grade 6 bunch, and I had to make my language lessons fun rather than just having the students memorize facts. Now, I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the Profitoro software. Now, this software was given to the school. It was a kit. It's a complete set. You have the one master laptop as well as tablets. Now, that was given to the school, and I would have utilized this package. Now, I included this in my lesson, and this captivated them, and it was interesting. With this software, the students were able to watch videos, play educational games relating to the topics being done, and they were also able to take interactive quiz. Now, at the end of these quizzes, it will be marked, and they would have been able to see their scores right away. So it's not like in the normal classroom where a teacher would just go and take the pen and mark. As soon as they're finished, they don't have to wait. As soon as they're finished, they would be able to see their scores, how many they got correct, how many they got incorrect, as well as their percentage. Right now, with that, I would have seen my learners' excitement and interest while learning. So I can clearly say that technology plays a major role in the classroom. It captures the learner's attention, and this was successful in my previous class. The fourth principle that was successful in my classroom is knowing the role that I play in students' lives, and I am of importance. Now, teachers continuously work to nurture characteristics that correlate with high achievement. In my language arts classroom, I always try my best to know my learners so that I can deliver exactly what they need. By doing this, I would have seen positive attitude and behavior towards the subject. By building that relationship with them, I was able to determine what interests them and what to bring to the classroom. As a teacher in the classroom, I want learners to cherish the moments we spend in the classroom through learning. Now, I would have learned encouragement has always been the key. In one of my previous classes that I would have taught, I would have noticed this child performing well in mathematics, science, and social studies. But when it came to language, he never seemed to show the interest. So one day I decided to call him to find out what was happening. So getting to the bottom of it, he told me that when he's in language class, he don't feel comfortable speaking because of the way he speak. Now, he would normally speak broken. He would talk the Creole language, right? And he said something when he share answers, children would always make fun of him. So I had to find a way to cater for him in the classroom and to make him feel comfortable. He also mentioned that whenever I mark his language paper, he don't score that much score. So I had to correct that as the class teacher. I started being lenient on him, and I didn't mark too much for his spelling. I started marking for his creativity and idea. I realized that, I was too stern on the spelling aspect. So what I did for the next class, we did storytelling, and I would have placed them into groups, and I would have given them the poem Olag. I would have given them the poem Olag, but we created it in the form of a story to act it out, and that we did it in, I don't know how many of you know the poem, but it's a Creole poem, right? And they would have dressed up and we acted out, and I would have seen the excitement in this child, and he participated well. And from since then, he's always willing to participate, always willing to share. And I also had a discussion with the class, letting them know that they should not discriminate and make fun of others and so on. And from since then, he would have been active in my language class, and I would have seen the improvement in him. And it also helped me to better myself as the teacher, not to be too hard on them when I am marking. The two principles that were not evident in my teaching are: students engage in authentic tasks and solicit students' voices and choices. Now, I can say that students were not 100 in my classroom, and they are doing things based on what I would have told them. And I want to change that in my classroom. Now, I plan to use these principles on bettering my classroom environment and allowing them to share what they would want to do. I will enable myself to take risks in the classroom and let them write on their own idea. Now, what I intend to do is allow them to share a problem in the classroom and let them come up with solutions to fix the problem. Additionally, what I plan to do is take them on field trips and have them identify problems in their community, and also have them come up with solutions to curb those problems. Now, I believe that this may be major for the composition and the comprehension aspect, and it can be in the form of a project, since it would enable them to master the skill of retelling facts and idea. Secondly, I can have them showcase their culture in the classroom, have them create, for the composition again, have them create a graphic organizer about their cultural background, their family, and they can share these traditions. And then I can continue this lesson in the social studies aspect. Now, by doing this in my language class, I believe that they will feel a sense of belonging there in that classroom. They will feel comfortable, and they would be motivated to learn new things and share ideas in the classroom.
All right, so my perspectives on the principles. First of all, like I would have said, I apply all these principles in my classroom because we know that we have many different faces in the classroom, and many different faces, many different styles of learning, and many different personalities, right? So first of all, I think that these principles are really good in bringing out the very best in our pupils. So comfort, I try to provide the best classroom environment that our pupils can be interactive with the wall, interactive with the manipulative, the materials, and so on, right? And comfort in the sense that they are able to share ideas. They're not shunned by the teacher. They are not shunned by their fellow pupils, right? They must be able to have this safe space, so when they come to school, they know that Miss will listen. Whatever they have, whatever they're thinking about the topic, they can share it with the teacher and feel, safe, right? And there are many ways in which I can bring out these ideas. I use technology in my classroom. I bring videos, I bring a lot of activities on worksheets and all of these things, right? I even let them use the Profitoro website for their tablets, with the tablets for them to use, right? And they get excited, and that allows them to also share ideas. So all of these principles are integrated or related in some way, right? I listen to them. I allow them to listen also. I allow them to write. I allow them to read and make their own stuff. So, like again, I said, these principles are connected, right? And I think it's a very good thing These principles are very good principles in which each and every teacher should apply in their classroom to bring out the very best in their students, right? Make sure that your children are comfortable. Make sure that they're able to share their ideas without feeling embarrassed or ridiculed. Make sure you put in the best of technology to spike learning and to bring out their different learning styles, right? And you should also integrate your strands of language arts, your listening, provide opportunities for them to view and all of that, right? So that's my take on the principles.
I conclude this video by saying when a teacher combines the effective principles of teaching language arts along with some strategies, the learners will be able to learn more effectively. Thank you for viewing.